All right, thanks, Chris, on the news update. 7:05 here at WITZ. I'm Charlie Wayne, and stepping in for Chloe here for a few minutes, actually about a half an hour. Got special guest here in the studios this morning, and, special guest, I should say, from Oakland City University. Let's welcome Associate Professor of Psychology, Dr. Luke Douglas. Good morning, Luke.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming in on a holiday. It's Good Friday.
Yes, sir.
So, appreciate that. So, Oakland City University, how long have you been with the university now?
This is my first year. I started back in June of last year, sir.
Okay, so still getting your feet wet, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself before we start talking about the university and a cool event that's coming up. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Owensboro, Kentucky. Was in the National Guard, Kentucky National Guard, and then the police department. Went to Iraq in 2004 and 5. And then was injured over in Iraq and had to retire from both police department and military, and decided what I want to do with my third career, and Oakland City was a perfect fit, and love teaching and love the place.
Now, how'd you get started with behavioral health? How did that come about? Because, it's not your everyday typical thing.
No. So when I first got back, I saw a lot of my friends suffering from PTSD and substance abuse, and at first I started volunteering with several organizations in Evansville mainly, and then I decided to go back to school to learn more about the healthcare system and end up getting my master's in health service administration. Did that for about a year and realized that wasn't my calling. I want more with mental health and more with working with people. And so I went back and got my doctorate in behavioral health and worked with Veterans Court and Treatment Court of Vanderburgh County with Judge Colley.
Okay, so kind of stemmed from partly your personal experience and maybe some of the friends and comrades that you've seen maybe take a bad path. So
absolutely.
And psychology, that's a large and that's a big circle. There's a lot that's within that circle as far as psychology. People tend to think it's just someone, you lay on a couch and tell me how your mom mistreated you, but there's so much more.
Yes, a lot more than just mommy and daddy issues. It's we have several classes, criminal psychology, psychological, psychoactive drugs. There's so many different areas of psychology someone can go into.
Yeah. Now you mentioned you was with the police, so criminal psychology. What's that involve? Maybe the patterns of certain criminals tend to follow, or
yes. So it's more like the show Criminal Minds, and just trying to understand why people do what they do and what leads to criminal behavior. It's a really great mix between criminal justice and psychology. I know you had Dr. Baldry in here a few weeks ago, and a lot of the criminal justice students take that class, and a lot of the psychology students take that because it's such a good mix of both.
Yeah. Oakland City University, it's a beautiful campus, by the way. You've been there less than a year, but it's growing fast.
Yes, it is. It seems like every week there's another building.
Well, that's a good thing, and it's a great school. Obviously, it's a private school, and being a Christian school, thanks again for coming in on Good Friday, because a lot of people are taking that day off. You guys, I know, have been ranked, I think, 7th nationally by the U.S. News and World Report in social mobility, so that's quite an accomplishment.
Yes. We're moving on up, and President Dempsey's doing a great job leading the ship and helping the university grow, not only with academics but with athletics, and his future plan looks bright for the university.
Absolutely. So if you're thinking about a post-high school career, I would definitely check into Oakland City University. We'll be talking about psychology, but there's so many other courses offered. It's family friendly. It's private. It's not federally funded.
Correct, and
so,
that's
gives you some flexibility.
Yes, and that's what I love is that it's private and it's not, and it's a Christian university. You feel at home. You feel a connection with the students. You get to know about the students, pray for the students, and just have that hometown feeling that I was raised at in Kentucky. Everyone's so welcoming and supportive. The students support each other, and the staff supports the students, and administrative supports everybody. So it's a wonderful place to work. I tell my daughter, if you don't have to work and you still choose to go to work every day, you know you got the greatest job in the world, and that's how I feel.
Exactly. I'm kind of like that, you know. If it doesn't feel like work, it's not work. If it's something you love, it's not a job. So helping people is always a good thing. You do have an event. Oakland City University is hosting, I think, for the first time, an event coming up the 21st of April, which is a Friday, by the way, and it's called TED. Now, Ted's not a person like you, Luke. TED is a thing. Tell us what TED is.
Yes. So TED is it's a conference that was started back in 1984, and it's for technology, entertainment, and design. And it has grown since then to be a worldwide event covering every aspect of society. You can go to TED.com and find presentations on how to wash your hands to nuclear physics.
Wow.
And it's a great organization to spread ideals throughout the world. Okay,
so it's kind of like maybe different people have an idea about something, and it's a way of sharing or passing information, and kind of a networking thing, or
not necessarily a networking. It's people in the field that are experts in whatever field they are, and the goal, I believe, of TED is to have ideals, to create future ideals, and our theme is ideals to create future change, and that's similar to what TED wants is. You might not have the ideal, but you might be able to say something to spark the next generation and give them the ideal to change the world in a positive light.
Okay, which we've been doing since Adam and Eve.
Yes.
Or trying to. You know,
we've been trying to.
We had a few hiccups along the way.
Exactly.
Now, there are other things. I mean, you're talking about TED. There is, I think, something called TEDx and also TED Talk. There's a difference there?
Yes. So TED Talk is the actual TED events, and they usually put on 1 or 2 a year. And it's throughout the globe. Then TEDx is the grassroots event where universities or other entities apply for the license to host a TEDx event. It's officially licensed TED event, but it's hosted by private entities. And we were able to get lucky and get that.
So you're going to be an official host.
Yes.
Now, you don't have to be, a member of Oakland City University to attend these events.
No, it's open to the public, and we're having 2 showing areas. One will be in the main auditorium, where it's $1 per speaker.
$1? You can't get anything for $1?
You can't get anything for $1.
You can now.
And so it's really good because, we have so many different speakers on different topics. So you can pick, hey, I want to see this person, and then maybe catch lunch in between there. So it gives the flexibility of the viewer. And then we'll also have it casted in the chapel on campus, where you can go and watch it for free. And if there's one that you wanted to see but not necessarily didn't know how much time you needed for lunch, you can go there until your next show comes or presentation comes up.
Okay, so more than one ways to see that. Who are some of your presenters and maybe some of the different topics? You got a whole slew of them.
Yes, we are very, very lucky. It's amazing how well Weston, White House, and Todd Mosby did with this. We have Dr. Ruben West, who is doing one on what's your contribution. His bio is super, like 20 pages long, I think. I think
he's met the president.
Yes, he received the president's award from President Obama back in 2016. He's ambassador and royal advisor to a couple countries in Africa. So he's done a lot of great things throughout his career.
I see another presenter's name here, Hector Will, who is going to be talking about something that's been in the news a lot lately, and that's AI, artificial intelligence. That may be interesting.
Yes, so Dr. Will is, he's a professor at Oakland City, and he's going to do AI, and I'm really looking forward to his presentation and where AI is going, because a lot of things are moving to AI. And, you know, even going to Walmart these days with self-checkout, if you move a thing across and don't scan it, it'll tell you, hey, you didn't scan something. So we're using AI more and more each day, and we're not even realizing how much we are using it. So I think he's going to bring out some great points on what all is going on with AI.
Yeah, it's like anything; it can be used for good or bad. So it's something we want to keep an eye on. But like you say, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
No, it's definitely here. So we just need to learn how to use it and be aware of it, and like you said, use it for the beneficial of everyone.
So during TED, you're going to get various speakers like the last two we just talked about. I think you even have some students who will be participating as presenters as well, which is neat.
Yes, so like I was saying with Mr. Mosby and Mr. Whitehouse, I think they did a great job with the committee. We have two university students, two high school students, two alumni. So we're actually future, present, and past students, which I'm really excited for. And then we have two individuals, Dr. West and Miss Hill, that are friends of the university, and then one that's a part of the community, and then one faculty. And with the students, the high school students, I'm really excited to see how they present themselves. I know they're looking forward to being on a world stage, because this will go on.
This is not just a local, this
will go on TED.com, and it will be, people in China or England, Nottingham.
There we go.
That will be able to access it. And so this is a great opportunity for the high school students to get on the world stage, and it looks good on their college resumes, and even with our students, it looks good on their professional resumes when they go out and get a job. The two college students are Shad Sutton, who's done an interesting piece on addictions, and Annabelle. She's a soccer student, and she also works with horses and runs a program for low-income families. I've had the pleasure to have them both come to my office, 3-4 times a week, and watch their thought process as they're planning and doing their event, and just to see the growth from January to now as a professor makes me so proud of just how well their thought process is going, and how well they're taking it serious and looking forward to it and really getting the most out of this experience.
And again, this experience, TED, is coming up Friday, April 21st, so we got basically a couple of weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
Here soon. Now, do you need reservations? I mean, do you have to do something online to show up, or is it?
So you can purchase tickets online at shopmyocustore.com, or you can get it at the OCU bookstore on campus.
Okay.
And like I said, it's $1 a ticket, so if you go see everyone, I think it's $11. And for a full day, you can't beat that.
Exactly. And you mentioned this will be, I guess, online as well around the world.
Yes, it will. We'll record it and then send it to TED.
Yeah, it won't be live, but...
Yes, it won't be live. Once TED receives it, they'll do their edits and then post it on their website. So
you're expecting... I'd say a fairly diverse crowd in the audience.
Yes.
Depending on who's speaking.
Yeah, I'm expecting anywhere from high school students to grandparents. Everyone is really excited. We're hoping maybe 200-300 people total throughout the day, and we're so lucky that we had the support of our sponsors. Our sponsors are...
it takes a little... I think it doesn't happen for free.
No, it doesn't. And we were very fortunate. We found out about receiving the license Friday at like 8 p.m. on the day we went on Christmas break. And before we got back to school, we had all the sponsorships ready.
Wow.
Brad Ford with Vineyard Financial in Evansville, Dean Brinker with Brinker Jewelries, and Kevin Hospelhorn with Centos. It was just one phone call, and they all jumped on board and wanted to support us. And one thing I also saw was while Shad and Annabelle was working on their presentation, students would come in my office to kind of see what was going on.
Okay.
And Miss Chloe Strickland, who is with the student government, she's softball student or softball athlete and wasn't able to present, but she was like, we want to support you. And so the student government decided to be one of our sponsors. So it was really neat seeing the students, watching the other students, and then get motivated to be involved. So we're really lucky about everyone just jumping on board and being such great fans of not only the university and spreading of ideals, but spreading the Christian university.
Absolutely. Easter's coming up. I hope you and your family have a great Easter, by the way.
Yes, thank you. You as well.
All right. So TED, again, April 21st, all are welcome.
Yes, sir.
You'll put them at standing room only if you have to.
We will. We'll find you space somewhere.
Yeah, and it's all ages too. I mean, it's just a learning experience, if nothing else.
Yes, my daughter's coming. She's 11. I know.
Okay.
I think somebody said they're bringing their kid who's 8. So it's gonna be all ages, and so I'm really excited to see the kids on the campus, and I think it'll be great for the high school students and middle school students that do come to see the campus and see how beautiful it is and how welcoming and
safe. I know it's one of the safest campuses.
Yeah, safe and super clean. And you can go to IU, Purdue, University of Louisville, and they all have pretty campus, but you see trash everywhere.
It's a different environment.
Yes, our staff, maintenance staff, does a great job keeping everything looking beautiful and amazing. So it's just super lucky to be there.
And obviously, you are a doctor of what's your official title now again, Luke? Doctor of
Behavioral Health.
Behavioral Health.
Yes, sir.
So you got a lot of different courses that are offered there in regards to that at Oakland City University. I know you mentioned a couple of them, but criminal psychology, I think you kind of touched on. Social and cultural diversity. What's that kind of about?
That class is a little bit of everything. We're all aren't the same. Either race, sex, sexual orientation. And to love your neighbor, you need to know your neighbor. And that class kind of touches on those issues, even financial of rich and poor and economic status, disabilities and things like that. And we really, Dr. Campbell taught it, and every student who I've spoke with said he did an amazing job, and they want him to teach and not me. That he did that. I was like, well, thank you, but yeah. I was like, that's a great compliment to him, and I would love for him to continue because he is such an amazing professor. But it's about learning the difference between people and learning that you can't have difference and still love your neighbor. And I think that's a really good course.
Mm-hmm. Another course I see on here, I hope this doesn't apply to me. My wife may object, but abnormal psychology. I'm a little abnormal, but...
Yeah, your staff is shaking their heads in the background.
Oh,
yeah. That's just, it kind of goes with criminal psychology, what's normal and what's not normal. And there's no real normal these days. So we touch on different areas of that and the brain structure and things like that to explain why people act the way they do, or try to give an understanding of that.
Yeah, we've all got something, deep down or something maybe that's gnawing at us.
Absolutely.
And, occasionally it comes to the surface. Yeah. All right. Man, that half hour is going fast, Luke. We're flying on by. Now, after, you get your degree in, those various things, what career paths can some of those lead to? Obviously, you worked with the police department. There could be an avenue there. Where else can they lead?
A lot of our students does psychology and go to graduate school to become a therapist. Mm-hmm. We are starting a new counseling, addiction counseling, where you will be able to test, and as soon as you graduate, you will have your licensures to go straight to work, which is very unique in the field of psychology. A lot of it you have to get at least your master's. Yeah. So a lot of our students are starting to do that so they can work while they get their master's to get higher level.
Yeah.
But counseling, we have a lot of crossover students between psychology and criminal justice, as you said. And the addiction counseling minor, you can do that with any major. I know there's a few education majors that have talked to me about possibly doing both, which I think their main goal is being a guidance counselor. But it's one of those degrees that can be used in different fields.
Yeah, the addiction, that's a problem everywhere.
Yes.
If you worked with the police, you've probably seen a lot of repeat offenders, and a lot of it leads back to the same thing over and over, so you got to break that habit. But easier said than done.
Yeah.
But that's why there's courses like you guys have at Oakland City University to help get that ball rolling.
Yeah, and we're very blessed with President Dempsey and Dean Murphy. They give us the staff the freedom to say, hey, how about we do this? Or, we were so close to being able to offer the addiction counseling licensure. And so I just called Dean Murphy, and he was like, absolutely, let's do it. And it's really fitting into President Dempsey's plan of being a professional Christian university. and trying to set that standard, not only in Indiana but worldwide.
Absolutely, yeah. You get students I know from worldwide. It's not just a
Yes.
couple of counties around Oakland City that get the people. They come from everywhere.
Yes, no. Our psychology student of the year is from Colombia, South America, and she was an amazing student. And so we have students across the globe, and it's amazing to see the different cultures coming together on one campus.
Absolutely. Again, Luke Douglas of Oakland City University, our guest here this morning. I do appreciate your time. I know it's Good Friday. It's a holiday, so I do appreciate that. And again, Ted, the conference Ted, not the person Ted, coming up April 21st. You're welcome. You'll be there, I'm sure. So
yes, sir.
So I look forward to that. And obviously, if you're about done with high school, or even if you've been out a while, there's no age limit to go to Oakland City. Maybe you've had a dream about doing psychology for 20 years and you haven't acted on it. There's no better time.
And we have a lot of online courses, so if you're working, you can still come back to Oakland City and we'll accept you, and you'll be a part of the family even though you're not on campus every day.
All right. The more the merrier.
Yes.
All right, Luke. Have a great Easter, and I do appreciate talking to you. And in a few weeks, we'll have somebody else come in. We'll see what else is going on campus. It's a cool place. All right, thanks, Luke. 104.7 WITZ.